how's it going? Welcome to the Cringe Binge podcast. I'm your host, Alberto, and I'm sitting here with
Charlie.
and with
Your boy, Nicky Moore on the beat. Wicca Wicca.
and we also here with
Also Jarrett.
Jarrett.
Also Jarrett.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
many.
First and last name.
That is your first and last
My
name?
first name is also.
Jarrett? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's already devolving.
So, the basis of this podcast is we're going to talk about a movie that we watched very recently, and we're going to tell you if it's worth watching or not. So, the movie that we started with in this very first episode of the Cringe Binge podcast is Uncharted, the movie, based on the video game adaptation from the PlayStations.
What a fucking shit show.
So,
Yeah, first off, I was telling this to Nick the other day, but for a movie called Uncharted, they sure use a lot of fucking math.
One thing I do want to talk about for a second is me and also Jarrett over here.
Also Jarrett.
We have been the guys at this who have actually played through the games.
yeah, me and Charlie came in completely blind. We wanted to see a masterclass of a movie.
So,
what they're about.
As a standalone action comedy, I think it was a fantastic movie, and I had a great time watching it.
Okay.
Because I don't know anything about Uncharted. The closest thing I've ever played to Uncharted is probably like in terms of like searching for clues and like being a detective and shit. The closest thing I've ever played to Uncharted is The Witcher, which is like
Okay.
he's a medieval detective.
I've actually
So,
never
like,
played The Witcher.
The Witcher
right.
is like a medieval Nathan Drake.
No.
No, I
like-
wouldn't go that far, but like there's like based on what you're saying that it's like a looking for clues and figuring shit out that already happened. It's kind of like The Witcher in that sense.
Gotcha.
So, have you played? Do you come from any experience with the Witcher Netflix show or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I love the show. I haven't read the books. Because I don't have money to buy books.
That is true.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. No, it's Nathan. Tom Holland's playing Nathan Drake. That's interesting
Well, like-
because he has such a baby face. And
Okay,
like,
here's the thing. Would you rather? Here's a hypothetical. Would you rather have someone else play Nathan Drake? Would you rather have someone else besides Tom Holland play Nathan Drake, or would you rather have anyone but Chris Pratt play Mario?
well, that's a different topic
that's
for
kinda
another
hard.
day.
No.
That's kind of odd.
Whenever the Mario movie drops, we're definitely
we're
gonna
going to
see
We are
that.
definitely
Absolutely.
seeing this movie. I can't not see it.
Yeah.
Here's the
Exactly.
thing. I'm just curious. I mean, here's the thing with that whole thing. Chris Pratt is
In everything.
in everything. Yeah, he's gonna be fucking Garfield.
Within the span of a week, we
Well,
found out he
that's-
was going to be.
That's because Bill Murray hates Garfield now.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him.
Yeah,
don't blame-
exactly.
Yeah,
Did
because
you
ma-
hear
motherfucker
why-
didn't even read the script.
Did you hear why he even signed on to that? Because he's very known to he signs on for very few movies,
Exactly. Yeah.
and he signed on to Garfield because at the time he didn't read the script and he thought it was about like Andrew Garfield or something. Like no, not Andrew Garfield, like the president.
Yeah.
He thought it was about
yeah.
President Garfield.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then he read the script and he was like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
what the fuck does a presidential?
But he was already signed on to like a 2-movie
Yeah,
contract,
like,
so he's like,
what-
fucking fine.
What the fuck does a presidential biopic have to do with
He's
lasagna?
just like, what in the world? Why
Why
is
do-
President Garfield talking about eating a sandwich out of the refrigerator?
Exactly.
I didn't know that Garfield hated Mondays.
Yeah.
He was just like, no more sandwiches.
Yeah. And so
Only lasagna.
but, going back to typecasting, like typecasting Tom Holland as as fun-loving Spider-Man boy is kind of the same thing as like typecasting Johnny Depp as a Tim Burton-esque creepwad. Even though Johnny Depp is like the purest, most amazing guy ever,
Yeah.
like he in all of his movies, he's low key like kind of pedophilic.
Yeah.
if you think about it. I'm sorry for getting us off on a.
Nah,
You're
that's
fine.
Yeah.
That's
What
fine.
this is for.
This is all the topic.
This is
of
the Cringe
typecasting.
Binge
Yeah, that's the
podcast. Can I get an applause for that one? Yeah, that's what this is about.
Yay.
Oh, these soundboards are gonna get
But
stuck.
Well, we haven't. We just used them now.
I know, and it's gonna get worse. Believe me,
Yeah.
folks.
What does this one do?
Hey,
Okay.
yo, shut the up. Get on with your point.
Okay, I didn't want to talk about our girl who played Chloe for this movie,
Oh, of
just
course,
for the
yeah.
simple fact that there were some very weird words in English that they had her say. Like, I remember there's this one specific spot where they're in like this like where they're in like this they're in this hole trying to dig themselves out, and she's like,
Oh,
"Oh, find the K hole."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think fucking.
Yeah, K hole.
No, I think it's a. We're gonna drown if we don't find the K hole. That's what it was.
That's what the thing too. One thing that did bother me was that they couldn't decide on a fucking accent for this character. What race is she supposed
She's
to be?
supposed to be Australian, because
No,
I half expected her to bring out the fucking Vegemite at some point.
just walking down the corridors, just like
Oh, hey, after we find this K hole, you want to eat some Vegemite?
Yeah.
so it's fucking treasure, eh?
But yeah, when it comes to the movie,
Crikey, that's a lot of fucking gold.
the new Mortal Kombat movie that came out is like probably obviously better than the fucking second original one.
Also, part of me
If
is
I
like,
had to rank the Uncharted movie, it would probably be like, because the Mario movie is great in the worst ways. Because like the Mario movie is just garbage in every single way. Because that the thing was with that movie.
why are we comparing it to the Mario movie?
Because it's a video game movie.
It's horrible.
That's the point.
Compare it to Sonic or something.
Yeah,
So
but
we
the
already
Mar-
did.
Yeah, you have well, look, like
We
the
have. We can't go an entire podcast about video game movies and not talk about
'cause
the Mario
wa-
movie.
The Mario
That's
movie was
true.
the
Talk about
first one.
Street Fighter.
No. So here's the thing about the Mario movie. What the fuck?
So
No, God, no.
I think that like right now we could give like the final sort of thoughts on the movie, since we kind of tangented our way to almost an hour of talking.
Well, honestly,
So-
I kind of love that we
Okay,
did
so
that.
so here's what we'll do, so that way everybody has equal amount of time, no interruptions. You get 2 minutes to give your full thought, your overall thoughts of the movie, and to say whether or not you would suggest it to somebody watching it. And let's do a grade. Like, do you want to do out of 10? Does out of 10 work?
I would say
Out of
maybe a
10
thumbs
works.
up and thumbs down.
All right.
So for me, I thought it was a fun movie to watch. I never really played the Uncharted games, but I was familiar with the series for like a little bit, and like I know we had this discussion like it's better to play the games, but I feel like the games probably like we talked about like these like Nazi zombies and all that stuff, and it seems like I'd rather play the games, because this movie didn't really like pull me into like watch. Maybe I'll watch a second movie. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it was kind of bland. Would I recommend this movie? Probably not. If you just want to see like a safe movie, then that's kind of fun. Maybe to like rate it or give it like the thumbs up, thumbs down rating. I'd give it like halfway thumb.
All right.
Basically.
All right, Charlie, you want to give your thoughts?
Yeah, okay. Even though it's not as fun as stealing the Declaration of Independence, I really enjoyed the movie, and I had a great time watching it, and I love Tom Holland, and I know like I don't really care about Marky Mark, you know. I'm not calling his name isn't Mark Wahlberg, it's Marky Mark, but. For someone who doesn't know anything about Uncharted and who just likes watching movies, I would absolutely recommend this movie because it's fun. There's comedy, there's emotion, there's action. There's this kind of childlike wonder throughout the whole movie of like, oh, when you learned about pirates for the first time in school and you were like, oh my god, that sounds like such an adventure. It brings back that sort of feeling in a little bit of the same way, not quite the same way, but it's that sort of feeling watered down a little.
So you said you'd recommend the movie. You give it a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, absolute thumbs up. I love
Okay.
that movie.
Okay.
All right. So I'll go ahead and give my 2 thoughts. I am a really interested person into history. I really like history. And so things like these treasure hunting movies have always itched that kind of thing for me. And so while I on the side of it being a video game movie, it kind of doesn't do well there. But I think it's if I had never played the games, or never heard of it at all, and I watched this movie, I think I would enjoy it a lot. If you're into treasure hunting, if you're into any sort of history-ish movies, I think you would get a kick out of this action movie. There were some decisions that were made. I think there was a lot of things that could have been changed. But if they go through with the second movie, I would definitely be first place to watch it. Movies like this can always itch, and I really enjoy stuff like that. I would definitely give this movie a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What
Right.
about you, Jared? It's your turn to give your 2 cents.
All right. Just to kind of put it briefly, I've played most of the games before, and I really love the world and that stuff that's been crafted. As far as the movie goes, with actually trying to portray that, you can tell that they didn't want to stick to it 1-to-1, and honestly, that's okay. The point I want to make is if you take it as a separate action-adventure movie with Nathan Drake and Sully, again, quotation fingers, it's a fun time, honestly. Plot, again, hodgepodge of all the games, but honestly, again, as a separate thing, it's just kind of fun to see all that. The action, fun, if silly. I know I'd definitely go see the second one if they make one. Honestly, as a standalone movie, I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. If as an accurate representation of the games, 6, but a thumbs up both ways.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you everybody for listening this far into the first ever episode of the Cringe Binge podcast.
Can I get some applause for that one?
Let's give it applause. We did it. We did a first episode.
We're never doing this again.
Okay. Go fuck
If
yourself. If you see audio
Oh, wow,
listeners.
look at that. Valentine's Day is
what?
passed.
Oh, my time is
Damn,
up.
that
Oh,
really
sorry.
sucks.
Oh man.
Audio listeners,
Damn, I have
thank you
homework
for
to do.
listening. Have a wonderful day. This has been the Cringe Binge podcast.
I love you.